I'm gonna give you tactical things you can do to close more deals and turn leads into buyers. This comes from my own personal experience. There you can see last year's monthly date. This is cash, contracted value collected, aka revenue. Cash collected for us depends from 80K to 120K per month without VAT, because we're also a VAT payer. So actually cash collected is like 20% even more. So actual things, doing, and we have enrolled more than 2,100 clients from around Europe and also from some of them from America, Australia, etc. But we're actually doing this stuff. So actually examples, actual experience doing this. And if you check out my YouTube a little bit later, you can also see bank details, Stripe payment, screenshots, like everything again in Instagram, okay? Now, this is the method and the kind of the process we have developed to help ourselves. This is like what we do, because like, how can I help someone to build something if I don't have it myself? That's bullshit. You just can't. So this is our own process. Big picture, like there's more nuances in it, but big picture, how we turn leads into buyers fast, okay? So I'm gonna skim through some things to make this video more just like an introduction, so you don't get like, what the hell, Nix, what you talking about for 1 hour? So we're gonna keep it brief. We're gonna keep it brief, okay? So the first thing I wanna talk about is just like things you need to remember. Number one, you need to contact your leads as soon as possible. And that means not 1 hour. That means once they come in, boom, you call them. Had a meeting with one of the biggest companies that sell aviation tickets over the phone. They call leads within 29 seconds. Within 29 seconds. That's like fast. And throughout the whole day, throughout 24 hours in a day, throughout all of that. Number one, call them fast. Next thing, do double, triple, quadruple dials, which means you call, they don't pick up, call again, okay? Next thing, if you're doing internationally, try to call in their numbers, in their local numbers, because the heck, if you're calling someone from, let's say, Estonia, let's say Germany number to someone who lives in, let's say, France, who the heck are you? What are you doing? So use IP phone services to actually call good numbers. Next things, simple things. Have a CRM, for God's sakes. So yeah, this is what we also do for our clients. Have a CRM where you can track this data, have at least a spreadsheet, okay? A spreadsheet. We also give our clients spreadsheets, and we also help them to set up like this a little bit more complicated, but like such a good thing to do at the early stages, because you're gonna have data, you're gonna have databases, you're gonna store everything. You're gonna build an asset, a valuable thing. You can actually go when you need, pull some clients, pull some specific filters, and just get cash in, okay? Because for us, this is an interesting thing. Most businesses can't make advertising work because they're inefficient, which means you spend 10K, you get maybe 15K back, or maybe 20, which doesn't make you any profit. You're maybe losing money on a 2x ROI because you're just focusing on the new leads. But if you have a proven process, we have like a follow-up sequences and like systems where we kind of do on a regular basis, we actually get 40% of deals. And you saw how many deals we get. Again, okay, I didn't show you, but let me show you. So this is how many deals we got last year per month. This is how many deals. And these are deals with customers who buy our services which are from 3K. Okay, this is this year. Okay, so a lot of them. And 40%, sometimes 20, but sometimes 40, come actually from leads who are 6 months old or older. You know, some deals are like 2 years old, some leads, but we are like, you know, reminding about ourselves and how. Emails, WhatsApp automations, calling, dialing, and making content. That's how we're reminding them. And also running paid ads, because sometimes people sign up 2 years ago, they sign up now, and then they buy. That's normal. Next thing about sales, very important. Had an event here in Riga with some of my clients. Some of them are doing 2K, some of them 5, some 20, some 50, some 100, some like 300. You know what I asked? How many leads do you generate? You. You know what they said? 20, 100, 50, 300, 1,000, 5,000. And you know what? Lead generation amount was like correlated about how much money they make. So the more leads they have, the more money they make. But, but okay, my clients all have the same kind of niches. Okay, it's similar. I understand if you're building a house, it's different. Okay, but you understand this. It's very important. Okay, very important. Next, don't rush to hire people if you don't know how to sell your stuff. Learn to sell, learn to develop the skill, go to role play, learn the skill. I also, for the first 3 years of my business, I was the main guy selling, doing the sales calls, doing the client success, helping my clients, fulfilling the clients, making content, doing all sorts of stuff. It's hard. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. Okay. So learn to sell before you hire. Don't rush it. Okay. Of course, you can have a partner or someone who's like great at sales. Okay. They do the sales, but don't rush it. Still learn it. It's a crucial skill in any business or any endeavor to know and have the ability to communicate effectively and persuade people to buy your stuff, to buy what you have. Next, and now more like we're going into tactics. Okay. Now we're going into tactics. So once leads are generated for you, we add them to a hot retargeting list and we add them to an email sequence that looks like this. So every day they receive a welcoming email, like a nurturing email, a relationship email. That's one thing. And next thing, of course, my team gets instant notifications like this. So right now it's 250, so 240, 223, 154, 153, they get leads like this. And as soon as they come in, they get notifications. And you know what they do? They call the leads. They reach out to the leads. They reach out as soon as possible, okay? As soon as possible. If they don't pick up the phone, we add them to a special follow-up sequence, which is more like, hey, Jesse, just saw you sign up. What happened? Like, we couldn't connect with you. What's up? Here's my information. Get back to me as soon as you can so we can discuss ABCDD. And we add them to a unique thing we have, which is like, we have some systems that basically, I have some people who are available online, and we have a system that consistently calls people. And we're testing this still out, but there's like a system that it just calls immediately. And just once people pick up the phone, we're just connecting them with our person, with our sales development rep, an SDR who's actually doing this stuff and connecting with them, talking with them, etc. Okay? Very important. The next important thing which I wanted to kind of cover is to actually have these stages for your mind, first of all, and for your CRM or your working kind of process. You know why? Because for every stage, there are people who are gonna fall off. And like, for example, like you're gonna get you 1,000 leads. Maybe you're gonna contact, let's say 600 of them. Maybe 400 people didn't pick up, no response. Maybe 5-10% of them, which is normal, left a wrong number or a fake number, which is normal. Depends on the niche, of course. But then after those people, after the 600, maybe you plan meeting, let's say you wanna qualify, you maybe plan meeting, let's say with 10%, like the best ones, right? You plan meeting with 10%. Okay, those are 100 people, only 100 people. Then actually meetings happen, you made a proposal, let's say for 70. Then from those 70, let's say you have a closing rate of 20, let's say 14 said yes, right? And then from those 10 paid or 12 paid because they said yes, but then they're like, you didn't have a good sales process, you didn't have the ability to close right now, you didn't collect any money, you didn't collect a deposit or at least something, that you just lost them, right? Which does happen, right? This is the same for luxury shops. When people go to luxury shop, they need to pay at the spot. Otherwise, they're not gonna buy. They're gonna just like go away, and then they're like, this thing I don't even need, and I'm gonna go away. This is like actual thing for luxury stores. So once you know this, when you have data in a CRM, which I was showing you, like how we have it, you know what happens? You know what? We can know where is the biggest drop in results. And then we can work as managers or as founders to solve that thing, to have better outputs, better results, a better percent in that specific place to increase it, to have more flow, So your pipeline is wider, okay? Very important. But you can't do it if you don't know. Next thing we do with leads, if they're qualified, I think it's really good. We have a triage conversation. So it's like typically 5-20 minutes a conversation. And I'm going to just skip forward, just like most important things. So we book a call, but then we do like a small nuances, which I think are worth mentioning to you, which is going to help you a lot. So once we have booked a call, we give homework. Yeah, it's like homework. We call it homework. And we send them a mini VSL, which is like a 2-3 minute video giving the big picture of who we are, what we can do for you, and some results of our past clients. And the message looks like this. And we send it in WhatsApp. And next thing we do, one day before the call, which they have scheduled with our person when they have the conversation, we're sending them a reminder. If they don't respond, the day when the call is happening, we send them some question marks. What's up? Why don't you respond? And if they still don't respond, we make sure we do a double booking, or we open a slot on that calendar space. We don't cancel it on some cases. If the application, the prospect is not so qualified, we just cancel it. Because those people who do not engage with you, they actually don't come to the calls, so we don't need to waste my closer's time. But we do open a free spot like this, so open on a calendar, so we can do a double booking that looks like this. This is just 1 day, 1 hour, you can see 2 calls. But if you do this, then you can do it. Yeah, okay? If we do this, then you can do it. I personally was using a long time Calendly, and now we switched to OneShub. Both of them are fine. Just OneShub is, I guess, best for our needs. And there's a cool software called TinyCal, which is completely basically free. And you can just pay one time 29 euros, and it's going to be cool. Because for OneShub, it is some expense. We're like paying a couple of hundreds per month. Okay. The next thing, once there's a process to make that short. This is helping them to show up, right? Once they show up, you have the call. And here you can just quickly see, this is just like from June. So June, you can see we had 254 calls in English and 107 calls in Latvian. And again, if you wanna get clients, you need to have meetings with them. There's like other ways not possible. Of course, you could do a webinar and then just like one time sell them all. It's gonna be hard to sell really high ticket. Then you need maybe do like 3-day, 5-day, 4-day challenges, and then you could do it. I have some acquaintances who do sell with challenges, but again, it's very big money risk because you need to advertise for a webinar, spend like 15K, maybe 20, then show up rate for a webinar. It's going to be like 20%, 30% right now. This is bullshit. And then from those people who come, you need to have a solid webinar. Everything needs to go smooth for you to sell and then make it work mathematically. Not so easy. Not so easy. Definitely not so easy. With the sales calls, much more easy. Much more easy. And it's easier to sell higher ticket, and I mean higher ticket from 2 to like 30K on the phone. Okay. Once that is done, we have a couple of things that do happen. So once we have the conversation, of course, we go through like a system, what we do on our YouTube channels. My friend's Rive's YouTube channel, you can actually see some calls. And on my channel, you also can see some calls, actual calls. But there's a mechanism that we do, which is like a feedback mechanism for every call that happens. Once the person is kind of had the call, we have automatic feedback mechanisms that my managers and me and the whole team and then the setter, who like SDR, sales development rep, they can see what happened on the call. And they don't need to ask, hey, what happened? But we have mechanism built inside of the CRM where they do something, automations, boom, 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 happens, and they know immediately what to do, okay? And then, of course, there's more nuances, but I don't want to get your brain inside of it because I don't think it's worth right now in this video. But remember, to get better at sales, you just need to do it. That's first. Then you need to learn from someone who can teach you, give you feedback daily, implement this feedback so you can implement the feedback. And better is to learn from someone who actually is selling. Like we are engaging, converting, selling, upselling, building retention, building good kind of relationships with them. And now, I hope this video was interesting. If you're ready to have a conversation with my team, somewhere should be a button so you can schedule a free conversation with us so we can get to know your business and maybe have a collaboration together. Otherwise, stay sharp. I hope you liked this video and see you in the next one.